Hi and welcome everyone. In this video, we're going to take a look at how we can get user input using P5. So far, this is new to us. We haven't done user input, and we're going to learn how to do this with buttons. And so what our goal is to create some buttons on the screen and allow our user to click on those buttons to activate those buttons. So that's what we're going to do here. So in function setup here, I'm just creating the canvas and the color of the background. And then what I'm going to do in line 6 is I'm just going to put some text to the top of the screen. If I'm creating a trivia game, I could put my question at the top here, and I could use the text function to do that. In line 7, I'm going to create my first button. So I'm going to draw a rectangle, and I'm going to draw this button right here. And then inside there, I'm going to put an A to show that this is a multiple choice possible answer. If the user clicks on A or B or C or D, then we're going to accept their answer as they click on our button. So I've created 2 buttons here, but if you're going to do a multiple choice game, it'll be A, B, C, and D. You're going to need a couple more buttons here. So that's what I've got so far. And once I've created those buttons and the A and B, then the real magic happens on line 11. And this is where I use an if condition to check to see if the button is pressed. So in other words, basically, how does the program know that I clicked my mouse inside button A or button B? And that's what I do on line 11. I'm going to check to see if it clicked in button A. And the way I do that is using the mouse is pressed command along with an N function if the mouse X value is greater than 50. So right here, this is a mouse X value of 50. So it's got to be greater than 50. So I got to be over on this side. And a mouse X value less than 100. So it's got to be less than this line right here. So in other words, it's got to be between 50 and 100 for the mouse X value. Then I need to end that with the mouse Y value. It's got to be greater than 50. So it's got to be below this line. Below this line would be greater than 50. And less than 100 would be above right in here. So that's what line 11 does. If the mouse is pressed and the mouse is within this region here, then it will execute this text here and tell us that they are correct, assuming that A was the correct answer. I'm going to put that on the screen. Now, what if they clicked on a button that results in a wrong answer? Well, we're going to do an else if, and we're going to use the same idea for this one. The mouse is pressed along with, but now I've got to get the right button dimensions for this one over here. This is a mouse X greater than 150. So here's the 150 line for X. It's got to be greater than 150X and less than 200X. So it's got to be less here. So greater than 150, less than 200. Now I'm going to do the Y value. It's got to be greater than 50. So that's this line here, greater than 50 and less than 100. That defines this button range here. If they click in there, we're going to say that that one's incorrect, and we're going to tell them that they are incorrect. So that's how you set up buttons and then use the mouse is press command to basically allow for user input so they can click on an answer A, B, C, or D for a trivia type game. Once they've done that, we're going to need a button at the bottom of the screen to allow us to go to the next screen. So we're going to have to clear everything and then go to the next question if our game has multiple questions. So let's take a look and see how this works here. If I press play, you can see here's my boxes here. Nothing is happening right now because I haven't clicked my mouse yet. So it's waiting for mouse is pressed. Once I mouse press, if it's within this region, it'll tell me I'm correct. If it's here, it'll tell me if I'm incorrect. If I click anywhere else, it shouldn't do anything. So if I try that right now, I'm clicking outside those boxes, it does nothing. So that's one way to test your buttons. Click everywhere else to make sure that I've got the range set properly. Now, let me click on button A and see if it works. Yep, there we go. You are correct. So it accepted that input and it was within this range here. So it tells me I'm correct. If I just rerun my program here, if I do it for B, so if I click anywhere else, nothing activates. But if I click within B, there we go. It tells me I am incorrect. So that is how you can create buttons in P5, and you can use those to do things like create a trivia game or get user input for various things. That's it for this video, everyone. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon.